Original mọ́tò wa ti rìn.
Hi everyone, it's been a long time here. I've been away for a while. Yeah, I'm back. So I have premium gist for you. So a couple of months ago, a senior friend of mine reached out to me, called me, and was like, "Hey, I'm having issues with my car. I know you know about cars a lot. Come and help me out." So apparently he just bought a car, and the car was less than a month old. Like since he bought it, he was traveling down somewhere, and then along the way, the car developed a number of faults, and then they had to tow it down from where it was to a workshop, a renowned workshop in Ibadan. And then when they took it there, they already started working on it. They already checked it out and said, "Okay, you have to replace this, you have to replace this," and all that. And he was concerned because, he just bought this car in less time than they could. So he reached out to me. I was like, "Can you come and help me out?" So I went to the car place, had a settlement to get that, and I took it to my mechanic. Now, when the car got to my mechanic, we changed a number of things. So firstly, we changed the alternator because the alternator was bad. It was not charging the battery, and it was weakening the battery. So we changed the alternator. We changed the fuse box. We changed the control unit. Yes, one of the engine control units. We changed that, and then after changing all of those, we realized that the car was still smoking. It was smoking a lot. It was burning oil. It was smoking, and the plugs were getting really down. So checked it out, and then we realized that, okay, this engine is gone. We can't do anything to save this engine. Not like we can't do anything to save this engine, but if we want to get it in top-notch condition, we would have to replace the engine entirely. We could have ringed it, we could have tried a couple of other things, but it would not be perfect. Even if we get it sorted, it's just a ticking time bomb. After a couple of months, after a couple of weeks, we'll probably be back to where we started. So we decided that the best bet would be to change the engine. Guys, that was where the story actually started. So we decided that, okay, we thought about selling the car at some point. That, okay, it's a new car, we've barely used it. Can we just sell it and buy a new one? But the price we were getting for that car was not very good. So we decided that, okay, we're going to fix it. We'll buy a new engine, we'll get it sorted, and then we'll drive the car for a while before maybe selling it if we decide to. And then we go and estimate. The estimate was quite elaborate, but we decided that it would be the best bet for us. It would be the best bet for us to fix the car. Kept the car for a couple of weeks before we started the project. So eventually, project started.
Starting the project, and the very first thing we had to do was to go and source the engine and the parts for the repair. So this was myself and one of the mechanics in the market went to go and look for the engine. So he took me to this place. So the thing with engine sourcing is, most times everybody will tell you this one is the best one, this one is to follow come and all of that. Meanwhile, the engine has lived 3 different lifetimes. So we found the engine, we bought the engine, so the engine after they brought it up. We bought it and then we transported it down to my mechanic's workshop. On getting to the mechanic's workshop, I realized that they already started working on it. They started moving out all of the unnecessary stuff, and before my very eyes, they put this clamp on it and started lifting it. It felt surreal because I was thinking that, okay, it might take a while before they start working on it and that. But even before I got it, they started working on it. The engine was, before my very eyes, the engine was coming out of the car. It was just very funny watching one of the principles that we had learned in physics fully actually working in real life here. See how heavy the engine was, and then with just a minor effort, the engine was being lifted out of the engine, and like this engine is what which is this this engine can push it out to speeds of more than 100 miles an hour, and this is it. Like it felt very, very, very surreal. So they brought out the engine. At this point, the heart of the car was empty. They opened the valve cover of the old engine. This is the old engine. See how black it looked in comparison to the new engine. See how clean the interior of the engine looked. Everybody knows that once you open a part of the engine, you have to replace the seal. So once the seals that they replace to ensure that oil doesn't leak out of there anymore. So onto the power steering. This was the new power steering that came with the new engine, and this was the old power steering. We'll come back to this one, but first we have good news. The car finally came to life. Watching this car roar to life after weeks of being idle, being parked down was one of the highlights of this entire project. It was still running very rough at this point, but just needed a few laps of warm-up and then it was running very smoothly. And then in no time, it was moving under its own power. Very beautiful thing to see. This car finally driving under its own power was one of the most interesting things that happened during the process.
Engineer motor
After all this, we had a couple of minor issues, if you would, that we needed to sort out before delivering the car to the owner, because of course we want to deliver a car that is like 100% in good condition to the owner. So the first issue we came across was the power steering issue. Okay, there was a tie between the power steering pump and the battery because it was parked for a while. The battery, and it had a history of the alternator being bad, so that weakened the battery, and then it was parked for a while, so the battery just died in natural death. It was caught in between sorting out the battery and sorting out the power steering pump. So, luckily for me, I have two customers at the same place where one was sorting out the power steering pump and one was sorting out the battery. So I went to the battery guy's place, bought a new battery, car was working fine. And then I went to try and fix the power steering pump. It was a lot. So what exactly happened was the power steering that was with the old engine had a port that was different from the hose port in the car. So we had to do some maneuvering. We had to get a different one. Basically, we got it sorted. We were able to lose it out, get one that would fit into it, put it inside, and then it worked. Although it took almost the whole day before we sorted that out.
After knocking that out, the next thing we did was cleaning, because of course the car had sat in one place for a couple of weeks. He had gathered dust, then oil, grime, all of these things were already on the car. It was filthy, so we had to put for a wash, including an engine. So we washed it, we did a wonderful job, and then the engine was clean, the car was clean, and it was beautiful to drive.
After that, we had to go and fix the AC because the engine was changed, the gas had escaped, and even before the time, the AC had the history of, I think there was a leak somewhere, so it wasn't cooling. So I took it to my AC guy, and then he was able to sort it out. Oh my goodness, that guy, chef's kiss. The AC was icy, it was, you can trust Honda's AC. So we sorted that out, and then after that, it developed this issue whereby whenever I go to unlock the door, the security would kick in, and then the horn would be making noise and all. I took it to one guy. He does some work for me, and I took it to him. He tried to sort it out, but I realized that the problem became worse. So. And I was traveling the next day. I had to go and deliver the car the next day. So he called somebody else and then we took it to the guy late at night. This was talking 8 p.m., 8:30. We had gates trying to sort out the horn. So the guy came, he walked on it, and I was like, senior man, what happened? What caused it? And it was like, there's a central lock sensor, something. So basically, you replaced the sensor, and the car was in tip-top condition to travel. So I got the car home, I bought fuel, and then the next morning, we were on our way to Lagos. On our way to Lagos, the car performed beautifully. I got to Lagos in record time. Along the way, I had to turn off the AC at some point because I was freezing. Then I got to Lagos, I handed the car over to Ola, who was happy. The whole experience from seeing the car coming to Ibadan when they towed it, and then I had to go and drive it from the workshop up onto taking it to my own mechanic, and the car was smoking, and then the car coming back to life and driving on its own power, driving all the way to Lagos without any hitch whatsoever. It was a very wholesome experience for me. It reminded me how and why I actually enjoy doing it. It's one of those very, very wholesome experiences. It feels like watching a little child grow, something like that. So yes, it reminded me of how much we need to take safety into account, how much we need to take good care of our cars, our engines, and all. A very big shout out to my engineer. Engineer, thank you so much. They did a very wonderful job. They did a very fast job. Within 2-3 days, the car was working perfectly. A big shout out to my AC guy. Thank you, Ops. Thank you. Chef's kiss to you. I'm your plug. If you need anything done on your car, if you need me to hook you up with my guys, I have the best guys that work on cars. Whatever you need, your engineer, your panel builder, your painter, your AC guy, whatever you need, I'm your plug. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out to me on IG. You can send me an email. You can drop it in the comment section. I remain your guy. Way wise. Cheers.